Rain poured relentlessly, soaking the streets of Manhattan in a silver blur. The world rushed by with umbrellas and taxis, while she stood still, drenched, exhausted, and clutching her baby close. Her clothes were tattered, her hands trembling from hunger, but her eyes remained determined. She had knocked on 5 doors already, begging not for money, but just something to eat. On the 6th door, a high-security gate opened to reveal a towering mansion with glass walls and marble steps. She hesitated, looking down at her shoes, one torn, the other missing. Her daughter whimpered in her arms. She took a deep breath and approached the entrance, pressing the intercom button. The screen blinked to life. "Yes," a man's voice barked. She cleared her throat. I don't want money. I can clean. Please. I just need food. For my daughter." There was a pause. The door opened. Inside, the Billionaire CEO Sebastian Hale watched her through his security cameras. At first glance, he almost laughed. A soaking, dirty woman, shivering and shaking on his marble porch. What kind of scam was this? But then he zoomed in on her face. His smirk faded. The girl looked familiar, too familiar. He walked to the door himself, something he never did. When he opened it, his eyes locked with hers. "Do I know you?" he asked, his voice low and curious. She shook her head quickly. "No, sir. I'm no one. Just hungry. I can clean your house for food. Anything. Just, please don't turn me away." Her voice cracked on the last word. He stared at her, no makeup, rain dripping from her eyelashes, cheeks hollow from days without food. But her features, they reminded him of someone. Someone he hadn't seen in years. "Come in," he said finally. She blinked. "What?" "Come in. And bring the child." She stepped inside, cradling her little girl tighter, unsure if this was safety or a trap. Sebastian handed her a towel. "Dry yourself. The maid's on leave. You can clean the kitchen. There's soup in the fridge. Heat it up." "Thank you," she whispered. He didn't reply. She hurried into the kitchen, trying to stay invisible. She cleaned first, scrubbing countertops with aching arms, sweeping marble floors, even wiping the baseboards. When she thought it was enough, she poured the soup into 2 bowls and fed her baby first. Sebastian watched it all from the hallway. No stolen silverware. No pocketed trinkets. Just a woman with gentle hands, kissing her daughter's forehead after each spoonful. He walked in, surprising her. "What's your name?" he asked. "Amelia," she replied softly. "And the child?" "Hope." He looked at the child. Something clenched in his chest. "Where's her father?" Amelia's jaw tightened. "Gone." That night, Sebastian gave her the guest room to sleep in, pretending it was just for the night. But something about her face haunted him. By the next day, she had cleaned the entire downstairs. By the 3rd, she had organized his home office. By the 5th, Hope was laughing in the hallways. Amelia never asked for anything. Not a cent. She just worked, quietly, cleaning and helping. She even fixed a broken cabinet hinge, impressing the repairman Sebastian had already called. One night, Sebastian finally asked, "Why do you look familiar?" She froze. Then softly replied, "You wouldn't remember. It was years ago. I worked catering at one of your events." He searched his memory, then it hit him. 5 years ago. A corporate gala. He had been drinking. A young server had accidentally spilled champagne on him. She'd apologized profusely. His date at the time had laughed and humiliated the poor girl, calling her a stain on the party. And he had said nothing. That girl was Amelia, and now, she was standing in his mansion with her child, offering to scrub toilets for food. "I remember you," he said suddenly. She turned away. "I didn't speak up back then," he added quietly. "I should have." She didn't respond. That night, he couldn't sleep. He started noticing her more. The way she always ate after her daughter was full. The way she fixed things quietly, his stuck drawer, his schedule. Her presence made the house feel alive. Hope started calling him Mr. Bash. And instead of correcting her, he smiled. Days turned to weeks. Sebastian found himself canceling meetings just to hear Amelia read bedtime stories. One evening, after Hope had fallen asleep, Sebastian sat beside Amelia on the back patio. "You should never have had to knock on that door," he said. She looked down. "The world isn't kind to women like me." "I want to help," he said. "You already have," she whispered. "No. I mean, for real. Stay. You and Hope. Stay here. Permanently." She turned to him, eyes wide. Why would you want that? He hesitated. Then, for the first time in years, he let his voice tremble because, for the first time in my life, I come home, and someone is here. Not because of my money. Not because I own half the city. But because you care. Her lips parted, but no words came. I want to be the man you and Hope can rely on. Not for pity. But because he paused. Because I'm starting to feel something I haven't felt since I was a boy. She stared at him, the weight of years of suffering in her eyes. Then she leaned forward and whispered, so am I. And for the first time since the night she knocked on his door, Sebastian Hale reached out and held her hand, not as a billionaire, not as a rescuer, but as a man who had finally found the missing piece of his life, in the rain, on his doorstep, wearing one shoe.